Attention bowlers, we are going to get started. Welcome back to Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire for another thrilling Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. This is Alex Patten at McCoole. The weather outside is a brisk early winter borderline December day, but it's sunny, no rain delay for bowling. We're starting out with Alex Patten down on the lanes, and he starts with a 6 drop. You missed the left of the head pin. Again, I'm Steve Kelly on the call. This is Alex Patten versus McCoole. This match format is 5 strings and 14 points up for grabs, 2 points for string, 4 for total pinball with ties, splitting points, and that was a spare for Alex Patten. To complete that thought. So again, my name is Steve Kelly. I'll be your host, narrator, and guide during this ACST match. And it's good as always to have you along with us, virtually live streamed on Saturday, November 30th, and available for rewatching anytime upon the conclusion of this match. That's Alex Patten to the right of the head pin, filling his spare with 5. So, folks, for those interested, I'd like to highlight a few things. This broadcast should have subtitles and live captioning enabled, so if you enjoy this feature, please feel free to enable it in the controls below. If you're watching this broadcast on YouTube, the transcript feature will also likely be available. Alex Patten takes out everything but the 9 pin. No second spare. Next, throughout the match, I'll describe the play-by-play action and provide up-to-the-minute scoring to the best of my ability. Keep an eye on the unofficial scoreboard on your screen. It's here for the benefit of the broadcast, while the bowlers maintain the official book records separately. That's Alex Patten with a 10 box. He's at 25 after 2, that is confirmed. I may occasionally pause to verify scores if things seem out of sync. I appreciate your patience when that happens. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, there may be times where I may include notes in the description if I catch scoring errors in post-production, so please be sure to check those out. And that's Alex Patten taking a candlepin corner on the right side. He's having some trouble finding the head pin today. He's 0 for 3 on the head pin. Alex Patten so far in the ACST this season with a season record of 32 and 38 with 5 matches played. Alex Patten misses to the left for the spare shot, leaves all but the head pin. He has a home record of 24 and 4 with 2 matches played, a 6.0 win-loss ratio. He has an away record of 8 and 34, a little bit more challenging there with 3 matches played. Alex Patten has a season average of 100.35, has a home average of 103, and an away average of 97.7. Alex Patten will take a 9 box in the third for 34 after 3. Folks, you may have noticed there is a bit of a lack of a zoom cam right now, and we had some technical difficulties prior to the start of the match, so that's something I'm working out. I am, at this point, unsure if I'll be able to get this back up for the match, but for the meantime, I will do the best I can to get you up to speed on what the pins are looking like down there. Again, my apologies on that. Sometimes things just come up unexpectedly. Alex Patten with a 7 drop. 1, 2, and 4 pins are on the deck. He's shooting for a spare, and he misses it. Just whiffs off to the right. So Alex Patten with 34 after 3 with that spare 5, 10, and 9 box. He's now looking to take a remedial 10 box, and he'll get nearly there with a 9. 43 after 4 for Mr. Alex Patten. Alex Patten's high single this season is 123. His high series is 536. He has 7 strikes, 50 spares, and 44 tens. He has a perfect box percentage of 40%, 2,495 seasonal total pins for Alex Patten. Alex Patten, slight misfire there. He fires to the left in the back corner on the 7 pin. And Patten on the remedial second ball, and he'll miss to the right. Seems to be making a few overcorrections here and there. So he's left with the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 8, and the 9 pins on the deck. Patten fires for the 10 box, and he'll take a 7 box after all is said and done there. So that brings us to the half for Alex Patten in the first game of 5. He's at an even 50 after 5. That is confirmed, with 1 mark in the first box and then a 10 box. Then he had some trouble just finding his targets, particularly the head pin. But we'll say hello now to McCoole, who will begin immediately on lane 17. He's not on the head pin, but he's getting a generous mix. He's left with the 1 and the 7 pins on the deck. And McCoole will attempt to take the spare, but he misses the target. He leaves the head pin on the deck. McCoole on lane 17, and ball doesn't tail the way he wants it to tail, and he'll take a 9-box as a result. So talking about Casey McCoole, he has a season record this season in Class D North Division 1 of 28-42 with 5 matches played. At home, he's 20-22, and when he's away, he's 8-20. 3 matches bowled at home, 2 matches bowled when away. He has a season average of 96.8 with a home average of 95 and an away average of 98.6. That's Casey McCoole leaving the 4 horsemen left side, 1, 2, 4, 7 on the deck. And second ball sails past the target head pin and takes nothing. So it's the 1, 2, 4, 7 as it was and as it still is. McCoole fires on lane 17 for the remedial, and he'll get the 10-box. 19 after 2 for Casey McCoole. Casey McCoole's high single this season is 130. His high series is 534. He has 6 strikes, 41 spares, and 45 tens for the season. His perfect box percentage is 36%. Casey McCoole, he's not on the head pin again. He leaves the 1, the 2, the 4, the 8, and the 10 pins. The 1-2 pocket will take this out. And McCoole connects with the head pin on the right side, and he takes out everything. It's a light hit. He leaves the 10 pin on the deck with a piece of wood across the 10 pin diagonally. So no mark for Casey McCoole. He's shooting for a 9 or a 10 box now, and it looks like it's going to be a 10 box, and it sure will be. He's at 29 after 3. So again, Casey McCoole's perfect box percentage is 36%. He has 2,411 seasonal total pins. Casey McCoole is currently 4th place in his division and 11th in the overall wild card. And Casey McCoole, once again, not on the head pin, but takes a generous drop of 7, leaving the 1, the 7, and the 8 pins on the deck. Connecting with the head pin will be the operative shot, and he caps the wood to the left of the head pin, and it deflects the ball, and it takes only the 7 pin, leaving the 1 and the 8 on the deck after all said and done. The 1 and the 8 for Casey McCoole. Waiting on the ball return for a ball to come back. He's shooting for an 8, 9, or 10 box on the 1 and the 8, and he'll take the 1, goes around the 8 as does the ball for a 9 box. Casey McCoole is at 38 after 4. With 1 to go before he sits, and we'll say hello to Alex Patten once again. While we have a free moment, here's Casey McCoole's stats. Again, he's currently 11th in the wild card. It's still early in the season. He's only bowled 5 matches. I'll show you that slide again in just a moment. Casey McCoole's on the head pin that time. He drops 8, leaving the 6 and the 10. And can you believe that's actually our first head pin shot of the day so far? Wiggling 6 and a 10 pin on the deck on lane 17, and Casey McCoole will take it, and he's excited about that one. It's a great one to sit on. That's a spare for Casey McCoole. And both bowlers with 1 mark in the first half. Casey McCoole at 48 and a ball after 5. Alex Patten at 50 even after 5. And that is the end of the first half of this first game of 5. If you're just joining us, there's still plenty of bowling left to go here, folks. So 5 games of candlepin bowling today on this Saturday afternoon. We'll say hello to Alex Patten once again. Let's see if we have some time to sneak some stats in as well in a little bit. Alex Patten is on the 1-2 pocket, a bit of a light hit, but it is a head pin shot and a split for Alex Patten, his first today. He's on the 4-6-3-10. The 4-6-3-10, he has to connect with the 3 and the 6 pocket to really make something out of this spare leave. But Alex Patten is a little off target. He connects with the left side, and he takes an additional pin, leaving the 6 and the 10 on the deck, so no mark for Alex Patten. Son of the General. Alex Patten, 3rd place in his division, 12th overall in the wild card. Alex Patten will take a 9 box there, leaving the 10 pin on the deck. Alex Patten down there in the blue on lane 18, the right lane in our pair of lanes today at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Alex Patten is number 27th for Class D in terms of the average rankings, 96.44. Alex Patten is to the right of the head pin. And he's got the 1, the 2, the 4, the 8, and the 10 to contend with. Piece of wood a little bit ahead of the 10 pin, a little bit out far front, but it's not exactly going to really help him. You have to connect with the 1-2 pocket in such a way you can take everything out. Alex Patten's a little bit full on the head pin and leaves the 4 and the 10 on the deck. Alex Patten is in first place in terms of the class average 10 fill, 10.2. Excuse me, average strike fill, that is. Excuse me. Sometimes X's mean 10, and sometimes X's mean strike. And I didn't write down which. In the past 5 matches, Alex Patten has taken 28 points, averaging 5.6 points per match. Alex Patten, in the past 5 matches, has thrown 6 strikes, averaging 1.2 per match. He's thrown 41 spares in the past 5 matches, averaging 8.2 per match, and 45 tens, averaging 9 per match. It's a lot of numbers I just threw you in. I understand, so... Anyways, Alex Patten drops 8. It's a 6 and the 10 this time, so it's basically right back where he was in the previous box, but it's a spare leave this time. There's a piece of wood across the 6. Hopefully just pushing that back will take it. But it starts with hitting it, unfortunately, and Alex Patten just kind of misses off to the left by a few inches. So Alex Patten currently at 67 after 7. That is confirmed. He's shooting for a 10 box, 8 box minimum, and he'll take the 10. And that is something we like to call a Paul Grant special, where you miss the spare completely on the second ball and get it on the third. Miss the second, get the third. That's a $1 donation to Candlepins for cancer per occurrence. The Paul Grant special. And also check out candlepins4cancer.com. Candlepins number4cancer.com. Alex Patten will take a candlepin corner on the right side for the first ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And Patten will take a pretty spare off of that on the 1-2 pocket. Hits it precisely the way he needs to. He's at 87 in a ball after 9. Alex Patten filling a spare now. 87 after 9 in a ball. The bonus ball. It's on the 1-2 pocket and it looks good. It's going to be a decent fill of 7. 94 after 9 for Patten. It's the 5-10-9. Patten connects with the 9 and the 10, courtesy of a piece of wood, and leaves the 5, unfortunately. So no mark for Alex Patten. So he's currently at 94 after 9. Guaranteed 103. And it will be 104 for Alex Patten. So Alex Patten after 1, 2 marks, 104, 2 10s, 2 spares. Spare 5, spare 7 really elevated him to get over the 100 benchmark. Alex Patten's average is 100.35, so that's not a bad place to be. He's right on par, at least. So anyways, we'll say hello to Mr. Casey McCoole, who is on a mark in the 5th, 48 and a bonus after 5. And Casey McCoole will fill that spare now. Off we go. On the 3-pin. Generous mix of 7. 55 after 5. So off to the races. The 1-2-10 for a spare leave for Casey McCoole. Connects with the 1, connects with the 2 from the right side. The 2-pin bounces off the left sidewall, gets a bit of the right sidewall, doesn't take the 10-pin out. So Casey McCoole doesn't get a mark. He'll take a 9 box. He'll miss on the 3rd. 64 after 6 for Casey McCoole. Here we go. Here's some stats for Casey McCoole again. He's 11th in the wild card. 32 and 38, just on the cusp of 1.0. Season average 99.8. And he's bowled 5 matches so far. He's in Class D North Division 1 this season. He was in Class B North Division 4 last year. Casey McCoole with a spinning ball that tails to the left. Just a little bit off the head pin, but he gets a nice generous drop of 8. The 1 and the 9 are on the deck. There's some wood to the left of the 1 and the 9. One that is directly pointing at us with the cap facing us. And then one diagonal piece of wood behind it. McCoole on lane 18 for the spare leave on the 1 and the 9, and the ball will take will finish the job on the 9. That will put him at 74 in the ball after 7. That puts him in good position against Alex Patten at this point in the game. Alex Patten was at 67 after 7 at this point, and Casey McCoole has already passed that, and he has another ball to throw. So he's in very good positioning. This fill will definitely help him out, whatever it ends up being. He's on the 3-pin. He likes that 3-pin. It's going to be a 4 fill for Casey McCoole. He's got the 1, the 2, the 4, the 5, the 8, and the 9 on the deck. McCoole on lane 18, no wood for the spare bid, and he's on the 1-2 pocket, but it kind of breaks awkwardly. He leaves the 4, the 5, and the 9, so no mark for Casey McCoole on the follow-up. Both bowlers with 2 spares in this game so far, 2 spares and 2 10s, so they are deadlocked in terms of the marks and the 10 counts. And the perfect box percentage. Casey will take a 9. Casey McCoole is at 87 after 8. That's up 10 over Alex Patten at the equivalent point in the game. 2 boxes to go. Casey has to reach 104 or greater to take 1 point or 2 points, respectively. 1 for tie, 2 for win. Casey McCoole, only 1 head pin shot so far this game. And he connects with the 2-pin. Drops 7, though. 1, 3, 8 are on the deck. And again, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering where the pin cam is, I am also wondering where the pin cam is. Had a bit of a technical issue with the physical camera, and I just couldn't quite get it to wake up this afternoon. So apologies for that. We'll be definitely looking into that at the end of this match and figuring out what happened there. So my apologies on the pins being a little bit more difficult to read than normal, but I'll give you as much auditorial descriptors as I possibly can. So Casey McCoole is on the 1, the 3, and the 8 pins down there on lane 18. Casey McCoole in the blue on the right of our 2 pair lanes today. Alex Patten's also in the blue, so both bowlers in the blue. They have the same shade of blue ACST shirt. So Casey McCoole will connect with the back row pin and leave the 1 and the 3 on the deck. He's shooting for an 8, 9, or 10 box, and he will just graze the 3-pin, but it'll be an 8 after all said and done. He's at 95 after 9 with that 8 box. So if he gets a 10 box, he definitely can get the first game. 9 box for tie. The benchmark is 104. It's definitely within the realm of possibility for Casey McCoole. He's got 3 balls to do it. Come and watch with me and see what happens. Some stats for you in the meantime. Still early in the game, but at the moment, our bowlers are almost tied in terms of the fill total and average. 12 and 11, respectively, Patten and McCoole. Patten is just up by 1 on that. Both bowlers with 2 spares apiece. Headpin percentages are a little bit low, but it's still early. That can definitely ratchet right up, as we've seen in other matches. McCoole is on the headpin there with a split. Not quite a banana split. It's the 4, 6, 2, 10. The 4 and the 6 are the linking symmetrical pins, and McCoole lost control of that ball. Audible no on that one. 4, 6, 2, 10 remains. No spare for McCoole. He needs a 9 box to tie and a 10 box to take the first game. 6 box minimum, and it's going to be, unfortunately, a 101, so that will be the first game for Alex Patten. Alex Patten will take the first game 104, 2 spares and 2 10s. Casey McCoole also with 2 spares and 2 10s is at 101. So Alex Patten has secured 2 points so far in the first game here in this first of 5. Still plenty of bowling to go here, folks. So stay tuned and let's travel down to the second game. Great to have you along with us again. My name is Steve Kelly, and we're going to be saying hello to Alex Patten once again in the top of the second game. So he's currently 12th in the wild card, and if we compare that to Casey McCoole, who's currently 11th in the wild card, you can see the competitive difference between these two bowlers is actually not that distant. So some wins for Alex Patten today can definitely get him back in the game against Casey McCoole. Anyways, let's say hello to Alex Patten for the first time in the second game on lane 17, the left pair of lanes. He's on the head pin this time, fixing whatever head pin woes he had in the first game. He drops 8. The 7 and the 9 pins are on the deck. There's a piece of wood kind of diagonal-ish in front of the 9 pin. Alex Patten red lines it, but the ball and the pin are deflected, so unfortunately there is no mark for Alex Patten there. Alex Patten on the 7 and 9. He's got to pick a stick. And he tries to pick the 9 pin, but he can't quite get it, so he'll take an 8 box. That's 8 after 1 for Alex Patten. Alex Patten, his past 5 matches, again, he's bowled 6 strikes. Still early in the season, so Alex Patten's a little full on the 3 pin. He's got the 4 horseman left side, and then the 6 and the 10. So that's the 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10 that he's shooting at. Kind of like the outside armor of the rack. And he's a little bit too full in the 1, 2 pocket. He leaves the 7, 10, and the 6. Most recently, Alex Patten faced Gary Dion, my apologies on the pronunciation there, in round 5. It was a home game for Alex Patten. He took 2 points with a 436 series, 81-95, 86-86, 88. That's a 7 box for Alex Patten, by the way. In that match, Alex Patten had 0 strikes, 6 spares, and 9 tens. In the 2024... Nope, excuse me, I'm sorry. Alex Patten is from Lynn, Massachusetts. He has a bachelor's degree in IT Systems Management at UMass Lowell. And that's Alex Patten a little bit full on the head pin, and that is a spread eagle. Spread eagle is when you take out the center, that is, and you leave the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, or 10. There's also a couple of variants as well, but we like to just put it under the umbrella of spread eagle. And Alex Patten, field goal, already got those pins, can't award it twice, unfortunately. So Alex Patten is shooting at the 4, 6, 7, 10, 2, 3 once again. For a 10 box and a 4 box minimum. Could be ugly if he sails through the center again, but he'll take 2 more out for a 6. That's 21 after 3 for Alex Patten. Having some trouble getting a little started here, but sometimes that happens. Alex Patten is one of our younger ACST bowlers, son of the General Brian Patten. And Patten fires on lane 17. And I was going to say the same first pitch would have been great, but he threw off to the right. He left the diamond center and the 7 pin. That's the 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 on lane 17 at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Again, I'm Steve Kelly on the call, and I thank you for watching this ACST match today. And Alex Patten punches the 3 and only the 3. He leaves the 1, the 2, the 5, and the 7 on the deck. Shooting for a 6 box minimum and a 10 box maximum on the 3rd ball. Alex Patten fires, and he's going to be right on the 1, 2 pocket, and he'll take out everything but the 5 pin for a 9 box. That puts him at 30 after 4. So in case you're new to the ACST, this is the match format. Basically, it's 5 strings, aka 5 games, 5 boxes at a time per bowler. There's 14 possible points per match. You earn 2 for each string 1 for tie, 4 points earned for greater total pinfall. There are 6 classes, Class A to F, North and South. Today, we're watching a Class D North match, Alex Patten and Casey McCoole, and that's... So Alex Patten didn't connect with the head pin, but the head pin fell late. It's a 7 drop. The 2, the 4, the 7 are on the deck. There's 2 pieces of wood in front of the 2 pin. Knowing this house, I think the shot will go. Some other houses, I would be a little more leery about the shot, but I think it will go, and just like that, it goes. So Alex Patten will finish his first half of the second game with 40 and a bonus ball that he'll complete upon coming back up for the second half. Alex Patten is at a 1.5 game total of 144. And Casey McCoole, who finished the first game with a 101, is looking to respond with a rally here, starting his first half of the second game. So we'll say hello to Casey McCoole once again down on the lanes. Lanes 17 and 18 here at Concord, New Hampshire. Pretty packed house today. There's actually a lot of people bowling here at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. I'll tell you more about Boutwell in just a little bit. Casey McCoole. And he's off to the left of the head pin, a bit of a light hit. He drops everything. Well, he leaves the 1, the 5, the 3, the 8, the 9, and the 10 on lane 17. McCoole fires, and it's a curvy ball that looked like it was going to be a great spare ball, but it leaves the 8 and the 10 on the deck. It was a little bit too full once it connected with the head pin. And Casey will play the wood, but the wood doesn't play back. He'll take an 8 box, leaving the 8 and the 10 on the deck. He's at 8 after 1. And of course, folks, if you need a primer on the scoreboard, again, here is how the scoreboard is laid out. The left and the right side lights next to the score towers are head pin and split indicators, and they will light up green for a head pin and red for a split. A split is contingent on the head pin being down, and Casey McCoole takes a quarter Worcester. Takes out the 3 and only the 3. Quarter Worcester is kind of like the stepchild of the half Worcester. Normally a half Worcester, you take out the 3 and the 9 or the 2 and the 8. But if you take out the 3 or the 2 on their own, that is what we divide the half Worcester in half, and we call it the quarter Worcester. Casey McCoole on the remedial ball was a great second ball, but he left the 5 pin, and he'll take a 9 box. So it was a great second ball bid. It just didn't go. Anyways, to continue our conversation here, here's how to read the scoreboard. Again, the head pin and split indicators are on the left and right sides of each bowler's score tower. The bottom section in the full screen version of the score view are games 1 through 5 in the total. And of course, these are the mark indicators and all of that. Casey McCoole fires on the right back corner, and we'll take a candlepin corner on the 6, 10, and 9, leaving everything else. McCoole sitting at 17 after 2. Remedial second ball on the 1 and the 2 pocket. 1 and 2 pocket. He leaves the 4, the 3, and the 7 on the deck. No wood to help him. A lot of these balls today seem to just be punching straight full and not leaving a lot of actionable wood or actionable shots for the most part. Casey McCoole will take a 7. That's 24 after 3 for Mr. Casey McCoole. And of course, up in the top left corner of your screen, there's also just kind of like the mini scoreboard. This will keep track of the match total and the game total, and the center gray area will highlight the leads in terms of the game and the match. And on the left side is the point differential up to the current box. Casey McCoole is off to the left of the head pin. He's got the 1, the 5, the 3, the 6, the 9, and the 10 to contend with. And McCoole connects with the head pin. Pins are still falling. Everything but the 9 pin goes down. Pins kind of did this kind of dance, where everything just kind of waved around and danced around. So McCoole on the 9 pin with plenty of wood around it, and he'll take a 10 box. That's 34 after 4 for Casey McCoole. With one more to go before Alex Patten comes up to finish his thought on the spare in the 5th for 40 and a ball. Casey McCoole currently 34 after 4. McCoole on lane 17. And his first opening pitch on the 1-2 pocket, it looks like it's going to be a banana split. So that's the banana split. That's a 7-10-4-6, named after, partially named in collaboration with Casey McCoole himself. That's the 4-7-6-10 leave. Casey McCoole will unfortunately not do much with that banana split. It's still on the deck. The 7-10-4-6 on the plate. And he'll connect on the left side, and will it go? That was a wonderful shot by Casey McCoole, and that's what we like to see. Unfortunately, it is also a Paul Grant special at the same time. So it was an excellent 10-box conversion for Casey McCoole. It could have just as easily been a spare. That left hooking ball that he throws, wonderfully connected with the 6-10 and slid over to the 4 and the 7 on the deck. So, anyways, Casey McCoole is at 44 after 5. That is confirmed. And we're going to see Alex Patten now. He's at 40 after 5 and a bonus ball. Alex Patten fires on lane 18. And he connects with the 2-4 pocket. And he drops 6. That's the 1, the 5, the 3, and the 8 on the deck. And again, my apologies. I would zoom into that, but my Zoom camera is on vacation today, apparently. Things you find out right before you go live. Alex Patten completely misses everything left on the deck, so it's again the 1, the 5, the 3, and the 8 with a piece of wood behind it all. And he'll take a 7 box. There we go. Spare 6 and a 7. 53 after 6 for Alex Patten. And Alex Patten, opening ball of the 7th frame, drops 8. And it's on the head pin. The 3 and the 6 are on the deck for Alex Patten. The 3 and the 6. For the spare, Alex Patten will take the spare on the 3-6, and he'll connect with the 3-6. And that will put him at 63 and a ball after 7. Alex Patten did take the first game against Casey McCoole, 104 to 101. And if Alex Patten keeps hitting the way he is, just get a couple marks here and there, he could stand to take the second game. Just given the mark count, some predictive analytics on that. And Alex Patten will fill with 5. He's not in the head pin. He left the 1, 3, 6, 9, and 10 on the deck. And I believe that is the Cleary. No, excuse me, that's not the Cleary, just kidding. The Cleary is one of those shots where it's dependent on the placement of the pin in the back row, and every once in a while I just mentally forget if that qualifies as a Cleary, but it does not actually. And Alex Patten will clean up for an 8 box after all is said and done. That will put him at 76 after 8, that is confirmed. So I want to thank you for tuning in to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour, the best place to watch some of the most exciting candlepin matches from a wide selection of bowlers from all skill levels. So we're having a fantastic time at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire, watching Alex Patten challenge Casey McCoole. Great to have you along with us. Again, I'm Steve Kelly. So Alex Patten is not on the head pin once again. He leaves the 4 horseman left side and the 9 pin, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. No wood to help him on lane 18. And Alex is a little bit off. He'll take out 3 pins in the back and leave the 1 and the 2 overall. Patten is shooting for an 8, 9, or 10 box. Could get to 86 and 9 here. And on the 1, 2, he'll take it for a 10 box. 86 after 9 for Alex Patten. So where are we today? We are at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Glad you asked. 24 lanes, 12 on each side. It's all wood approaches, all wood lanes. It's manual scoring with CompuScore. Dan Murphy used to be the owner of Boutwell's Bowling Center before he passed away. It's now owned by the Dellis family. In fact, a bunch of them are here today actually watching the match from the front desk. So Alex Patten will take a candlepin corner on the back right side. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 are on the deck on lane 18. Alex Patten down there in the blue. Alex Patten for the spare leave, and he doesn't connect with the object pin. He'll take out everything but the 1 and the 3, so there's no spare opportunity now. It's 10 box, 8 box minimum for Alex Patten. Potential for a 96 game. A little bit lower from his 104 first game. Patten will connect with the 1 and the 3 for a 10 box. And that will put him at a 96 for the second game and a 2-game total of 200 for Alex Patten. Alex Patten has a guaranteed 2 points from the first game, 104 to Casey's 101. Now Casey McCoole will see if he can respond. Alex Patten with 6 headpin shots today, McCoole with 3. In terms of the splits, Alex Patten has been a little bit less lucky than Casey, especially in the past couple of boxes here. But Alex Patten is currently pulling ahead a little bit in terms of the fill total, averaging 5.8 versus Casey McCoole's 5.5 average fill total. But we'll see how Casey McCoole can respond here. Casey McCoole is not on a mark right now. He had 2 10s in the first half. He's at 44 after 5. But we will see how things shake out here. Casey McCoole, Indiana Jones himself. And McCoole will take a back left candlepin corner. The 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 8, the 9, and the 10 are on the deck on lane 18. There's a piece of wood across where the 4 and the 7 pins used to be. And Casey McCoole will have a pretty ball on the 1 2 pocket, but he'll take out everything but the 5 pin. Piece of wood to the right of the 5 pin, but the deflection did not occur the way I thought it would, which was good because that will lead Casey to his third 10 box in a row, 54 after 6 for Mr. Casey McCoole. Casey McCoole currently has the 18th highest class average in the D class at 99.8. In the past 5 matches, he's taken 32 points, averaging 6.4 per match. And Casey McCoole on the head pin there, dropping 8, leaving the 2 and the 8 pins on the deck. 2 and the 8. This is a tricky shot because the sleeper pin, the 8, is right behind the 2. But Casey McCoole had wood to help him, and he'll take the 2 and the 8 out for a 64 after 7 plus a bonus ball. That is confirmed, and Casey McCoole he was frustrated after the first game, but I think he's starting to get his confidence back now. Happens with quarterbacks in the NFL all the time. Just have to get a couple of good completions, and suddenly you're right back in it in terms of the confidence. Casey McCoole in the past 5 matches has totaled 7 strikes, averaging 1.4 per match. That's a 6 fill for Casey, and an interesting split. That is the 3, the 6, the 7, and the 10. There's some wood behind the 3 and the 6 diagonally. Casey will miss the object 3-6. He'll connect with a 6-10 instead. The 3 and the 7 are left on the deck. Piece of wood rolling out of play to the left channel on lane 18. Casey McCoole down there in the blue on the right lane of our 2 pairs of lanes today. Casey McCoole will finish the 8th box with an 8th frame with an 8 box. 78 after 8 for Casey McCoole. He is up 2 over Alex Patten at the equivalent point in the game. Alex Patten had 76 after 8. Casey McCoole has 78 after 8. Past 5 matches, Casey McCoole has 50 spares, averaging 10 per match. Casey McCoole on the head pin, the 1-3 pocket. He'll drop 7. 4, 5, 2 are on the deck. It's the left side triangle. Casey McCoole versus the triangle with that ball that usually tails left and would be great if it had connected with the 2 and the 5. But it connects with a piece of wood instead. It doesn't go to the left enough. It takes only the 5 pin out, leaving the 2 and the 4. McCoole for the 10 box, and he'll take 8. That's 86 after 9 for Casey McCoole. That's currently tied with Alex Patten in the 9th, 86 to 86. So Casey McCoole needs a 10 box to tie, and a mark and a decent fill, or a minimum fill of 1 at least, to take points here in the second game of 5. McCoole fires on the headpin 1-2 pocket, bit of a light hit, but pins are still mixing. Headpin shot in a split, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10 are on the deck. There's a piece of wood diagonal of the 3-6 and also to the left of the 3-6. That wood should help. McCoole, though, kind of caps both the left and the right side wood in a weird way, and he leaves the 7 pin on the deck. No mark for Casey McCoole. He needs the 7 pin to tie. And he will. That's a tie. 96 to 96 in the second game for Casey McCoole. So Casey McCoole has a guaranteed 1 point at least, so he will not go home empty-handed if all things go in the worst possible case scenario. But Casey McCoole finishes at 96, while Alex Patten also finishes at 96. 2-game total of 200 for Alex Patten and a 2-game total of 197 for Casey McCoole. And that is how we are currently sitting here at the Atlantic Hamilton Singles Tour. Bowlers are just taking a quick breather, so we'll do some analysis here. So Alex Patten with 4 spares, Casey McCoole with 3. The headpin percentage has slightly tilted in Casey McCoole's favor, 35% to Alex Patten's 30. In terms of the splits, both bowlers are even in terms of the unluckiness. Both bowlers have 4 splits at 20% apiece. In terms of the field total and average, that's where Alex Patten is sort of pulled ahead in terms of the first game and the total, raking in 23 additional pins in bonus points for fills, averaging 5.8 per mark. Casey McCoole, not too far behind though, totaling 17 in the fills and averaging 5.7 per mark. But anyways, I believe Alex Patten is gesturing that he seems to be ready to go. So we're going to kick it back down to Alex Patten. Again, this is the Atlantic Hamilton Singles Tour. I'm Steve Kelly. It's great to have you along with us on this Saturday afternoon. Stay with us for all the action as Alex Patten challenges Casey McCoole down the lanes in this ACST match in Concord, New Hampshire. Don't go anywhere. Alex Patten, opening ball. To the left of the headpin. Takes out kind of the left half and leaves the right half. 1, 5, 3, 6, 9, and 10 are on the deck. Piece of wood in the left side void. Not particularly helpful in terms of taking a spare. Alex Patten will be slightly to the right of the 1-3 pocket and he'll leave the 1 and the 10 on the deck. No mark for Alex Patten. 8 box minimum for the first box of the third game. And Patten will take the 10 pin and leave the head pin for a 9 box. 9 after 1 for Alex Patten. So folks, if you like this content and want to see more, there's plenty of options for you. Check out things such as the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. There's Candlepin Corner on YouTube. There's Candlepin Bowling on TikTok, Candlepin Bowling Network on YouTube as well as Instagram and Facebook. And Alex Patten is on the head pin and leaves everything but the left side Candlepin Corner. That's the name of the YouTube channel, by the way. Hint, hint. Alex Patten on the 4, 7, and 8 pins. No wood to help him. This piece of wood on the right side of the lane. But Alex Patten will connect with the 8 and leave the 4 and the 7. Patten on the 4, 7, and he'll take the 4 and the 7 out for a 10 box. 19 after 2 for Mr. Patten. Anyways, to finish that thought, yep, so we have the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. That's where we stream the majority of the ACST matches, but then they also filter out to other pages. But I also introduced 3 Ball Spare on YouTube. That is my YouTube channel that I'm starting up, so check that out in the future. Right now it's a little bit empty, but we'll be filling that out whenever we can. So check out youtube.com/@3ballspare. Alex Patten will take a right side Candlepin Corner. Takes out the 9, the 10, and the 6. Leaves everything else on the deck. So Patten really needs to connect with the 1-2 or 1-3 pocket to do anything with this, and he connects with the 1-2 pocket, but leaves the 4, the 3, and the 7 on the deck, so no mark for Alex Patten here. Alex Patten in the match is currently at 219, plus whatever this box ends up being. It'll be an 8. 27 after 3 for Alex Patten, and a match total so far of 227. The match isn't that far out in terms of leads. Alex Patten has a somewhat uncomfortable lead, 200 to 197 at the end of the second game. And the match total is worth 4 points, might I remind you. And Alex Patten will lemon drop the 6 pin. So the lemon drop, also a Candlepins for Cancer thing, where you punch out the 4 or the 6 pin. It's a $1 donation to candlepinsforcancer.com. Courtesy of Paul Grant. Alex Patten on the 3 pin this time. Takes a few more out. Leaves the 4 horse on left side and the 10. The 1, 2, 4, 7, and 10 pins on the deck. Piece of wood across from the 10 pin, but it's not going to help in terms of taking out the left side pins. Patten is on a little bit full on the head pin, and he leaves a 7 box. 34 after 4 for Alex Patten. He left the 7, the 10, and the 4 on the deck. And if you thought that was all we had for Candlepin content, I have news for you. There's a whole lot more. There's Candlepin Chat on Facebook. There's Alley Chat on YouTube as well. And oh my goodness, it's a double lemon drop for Alex Patten. And he just gestures. He says, shh, don't tell anybody. But sorry, I saw it. Two boxes in a row where he took out only the 6 pin on the first ball. Second ball, oh my goodness, it's just the punch show. He takes out the 2 and the 8 pins. Currently 3 down, 7 up for Alex Patten. I'm sure he's definitely hoping he can get a little bit more here on the third ball. And it won't be much more. It'll be a 4 box for Alex Patten. Disappointed with that one. He's at 38 after 5. Just some unfortunate luck, and unfortunately that is, hey, sometimes that's just Candlepin, folks. It happens to the best of the business. It happened to me just yesterday in the Thanksgiving tournament at Lakeside Lanes, where I was stringing some marks together, and all of a sudden I just cracked a 2-fill out of nowhere, and it was a similar kind of thing where it was just like, just a 2-pin punch straight down. Straight full, that is. And happens to everybody. Anyways, Casey McCoole on lane 17. He smells blood in the water. He's on the head pin and drops 6. It's the right side bucket. That's the 5, 6, 3, 10. Right side check mark, the Verizon check market. And McCoole will take out the 5 and leave the 3, the 6, and the 10 on the deck, so no mark for McCoole, 7 box minimum. McCoole with that left curving ball has trouble with that side of the lane. He'll take a 7 box. McCoole 7 after 1. 204 match total so far and counting. Anyways, real quick, so also check out Wolfman12395 on YouTube and the Candlepin Bowling channel on YouTube for if you like classic Candlepin bowling matches from yesteryears, 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever it is. Check out those channels specifically for the older style Candlepin bowling content. Oldies but goodies. Casey McCoole on the first ball, he dropped everything but the 4 horsemen left side, and the second ball he missed to the right and hit a piece of wood in the back corner. Or back row, that is. 1, 2, 4, 7 for Casey McCoole. Again, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering why there's no Zoom cam today, my apologies. Had a bit of a technical issue with the Zoom cam specifically. One of those things where sometimes it's working in a previous broadcast and you go to plug it in and it's just mysteriously not working. So something I'm going to check out at the conclusion of this match. So I apologize for the tiny, less legible pins today, but trying to make up for it with the audible descriptions. Casey McCoole in the 1-3 pocket, drops 7, leaving the back left Candlepin corner. That's a 7-8-4 on the deck. McCoole for the spare bid. He takes the 7 and only the 7. McCoole 3 spares on the day today, compared to Alex Patten's 4. McCoole 9 for 23 on the head pin. Alex Patten 7 for 25 on the head pin. Casey McCoole will take an 8 box, 23 after 3. Neither bowler has thrown a strike today so far, so it's still a gold rush to figure out who bowls the first strike. McCoole fires a little bit off to the right. Takes a back right side Candlepin corner. I'm saying that a lot today. So he's got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 7, and the 8 on the deck. McCoole a little full in the head pin, but it was a good shot. He left the 3 pin in a shot that I thought really had a chance to go for a spare, but 1 pin remains on the deck. It's a 3 pin with a piece of wood behind the 3 pin. Lane 17, Casey McCoole for the 10 box. He'll just slightly miss it for a 9. 32 after 4 for Casey McCoole now. Alex Patten's at 38 after 5, so Casey McCoole is on pace to possibly overtake Alex Patten, at least in this game. Casey McCoole has just been narrowly behind Alex in the first 2 games and in this match overall. So it's still a competitive match. Casey McCoole with a 5 drop, an awkward 5 drop on the head pin. That's the 7-8-10-4-6. It's the banana split plus the 8 pin, effectively. I would play the right side. There's some wood along the 5 and the 6, but Casey McCoole thought that too, but his left hooking ball just couldn't quite stay straight enough to careen the pins to the left and sweep everything. We'll see if you can try it again on the 3rd ball for a 10 box. And the same thing, unfortunately, for Casey McCoole. So that puts him at 37 after 5. Both bowlers having some trouble getting things started in this midway point of this match. 2.5 game total of 238 for Alex Patten. 2.5 game total of 234 for Casey McCoole. A difference of 4 in the match and a difference of 1 in the game. 38 to 37, Patten to McCoole, respectively. Alex Patten now on lane 18 at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Patten to the left of the head pin. Punches a bit. Leaves the 1, 5, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10 on the deck. Patten is 7 for 26 on the head pin and 4 for 26 for splits today. Patten hits a little bit full on the 1-3 pocket, and I believe he really deserved a few more pins, but he's left with the 5, 6, 9, and 10 on the deck. There's a piece of wood half in the channel and half out in front of the 6 and the 10. And Patten will take 2, leave 2 for an 8 box. He left the 6 and the 10 on the deck. He took the 5 and the 9 out. So with that 8 box, he's at 46 after 6. Rough game for Alex Patten. But he does maintain the lead and still has more points, so... Hey, in the ACST, sometimes it just comes down to just stay alive enough to take points, and that's something Alex Patten has maintained today. Alex Patten on the 3-pin. He's left with a 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. And that is a Cleary, or a Caleri, named after Bob Caleri, someone who would contribute to the Candlepin chat page on Facebook, or an early prototype of it way back in the day, according to Bob Lee. Thank you, Bob Lee, for the history lesson there. Alex Patten leaves the 247 on the spare bid. 7 box minimum, 10 box maximum for Alex Patten. And he'll take 2 and leave 1 for a 9, leaving the 2 on the deck after all said and done for 55 after 7 for Alex Patten. If you're just joining us, I want to thank you for checking out this Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match between Alex Patten and Casey McCoole. I'm Steve Kelly on the call. Alex Patten takes out the 4 and the 7 on the first ball. Leaves everything else in the deck. No wood. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Excuse me. Patten connects with the right side and leaves the 1, 2, and 10 on the deck. Piece of wood across, perpendicular to the 10 on lane 18. Balboa's Bowling Center is interesting because it just has interesting leaves, interesting pin action. I guess the best I can describe it is interesting. I don't call it bad and I don't call it good either. It's like, it's a very, very opinionated bowling alley in terms of how the pins fall and how the pins react. And you can have very great days and very interesting days at Balboa's Bowling Center. Don't let that steer you away though. This bowling alley is fantastic, very well maintained, very, very clean. Just check out Balboa's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire when you have some free cycles. Anyways, Alex Patten will connect with the head pin, and it's a split. He leaves the 1, the 5, the 7, and the 8 in the deck. There's a piece of wood kind of in the cluster of the 2, the 5, the 7, and the 8, and there's a piece of wood off to the right as well. I would go right at the 2 and the 5. And Alex Patten does that, and a piece of wood comes back to take out the last remaining 8 pin for a spare for Alex Patten. That's his first mark of the game. 73 in a ball after 9. And it was great to see that because there's been some shots today where both of our bowlers have just been getting just a little bit ripped off, I might say. But, hey, so it goes. Alex Patten with an important spare fill right now on lane 18. Alex Patten in the blue down there. He fires. Alex Patten on the 1-3 pocket. He drops 5. He leaves the bucket of pins on the left side of lane 18. 78 after 9. It's the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 for Alex Patten. Patten fires. Take out the 5 and only the 5. Hit a little bit too full. He was going for the 2, 5 and hit only the 5. And Patten will take a 9 for the remedial ball, and that will put him at 87 in the third. He remarks, that was a string, and I don't disagree with him. So he's at a 3-game total of 287 with that 87 third string. Just a little under par for average, a little under 100. But we'll see how Casey McCoole responds. Casey McCoole also had a bit of a difficult first half, just as Alex did. But it really only takes 1 or 2 marks just to get right back in it. So we're going to see how Casey McCoole responds here. Casey McCoole. Mr. Indiana Jones himself, or as close as you can get, works as a clerk cashier at the NH State Liquor and Wine Outlet. Most recently, he faced Tom Grasso in round 5 in an away game. He took 2 points, 465 series, excuse me. And Casey McCoole will lemon drop the 4-pin. Again, that is $1 donation to Candlepins for Cancer per occurrence. Don't tell Paul. And McCool's on the 3-pin and takes a few more out. He's left with the 1, the 2, the 7, the 8, the 6, and the 10 with no wood. So he's shooting for a 10 box. McCoole will take the pins out in the center and leave the 7, 10, and 6 for a 7 box. 44 after 6 for Casey McCoole. Casey McCoole in that match against Tom Grasso, he threw an 85, 87, 101, 98, and 94 with 0 strikes, 9 spares, and 12 tens. He's from Derry, New Hampshire. Went to Pinkerton Academy, class of 2010. Oh, and McCoole, that first ball, I know what he wanted to do. He hooks to the left, so he has to start kind of precariously on the right corner edge. But that ball just kind of misfired a little bit, and it went right into the gutter. So unfortunately, that is a gutter ball, first ball for Casey McCoole. But anyways, his home lanes are here at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire in the 2024-2025 season. Last season, his home house was Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. Casey McCoole's bowling balls are a mix of Cobras and Vipers. Every bowler kind of has a different mix of bowling balls when they really get into like the material and the weights and all that. I know I do the same thing. Casey McCoole drops 7 on the remedial second ball. He leaves the 4, the 5, and the 2 on the deck, left side triangle. Casey McCoole will take the 2 and leave 2. He'll take the 2 and leave 2 pins, that is. He'll leave the 4 and the 5 for an 8 box. Not bad for a first ball. Disaster there. So Casey McCoole curves the ball right to center. It's very similar to Chris Curley's release. Chris Curley was a bowler in the Atlantic Campbell Singles Tour last season. Check those matches out on Candlepin Bowling Network. I covered Chris Curley a fair amount of times. And McCoole will leave the 4 horsemen left side. That's the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 7 for his first ball. And McCoole will miss the target for the spare leave. Still the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 7 on the deck. And McCoole will take everything out but the head pin for a 9 box. That's 61 after 8 for Casey McCoole. To put it in perspective against Alex Patten was at 63 after 8 at the same point in the game. 287 to 258 at the moment. If McCoole can get a mark, he'll be right back in it. And McCool's on the 1-2 pocket. He drops 6, the 5, the 3, the 9, and the 10 are on the deck with some wood along the 5 and behind the 3. It's a head pin shot and a split. A split is defined as the head pin has to be down, plus there has to be sort of like a vertical channel, a gap between the pins. And this is actually a split because you'll see that hole where the 6 pin used to be. That is the gap that we're talking about. So that's what constitutes a split definition, along with the head pin needing to be down. So again, that's the 9, the 10, the 5, and the 3. Back row to front in terms of the order. Casey McCoole needs this mark. It'll be great if he can get it. He'll play the wood, and oh my goodness, he'll leave the 3 pin. He connected with the 5 pin in the mid row. And that was the reason the 3 pin didn't go. And McCoole will take a 10 box, 71 after 9. So he needs a mark and a good fill really to take the third game here at this point. McCoole has a guaranteed 1 point with that tie in the second game. It was 96 and 96, Patten and McCoole respectively. But McCoole now, final ball of the third game. He's on the head pin. It's a split. 4-6-2-10. A piece of wood behind the 4, perpendicular. On lane 18 at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Casey McCoole needs to make a pretty shot here on the 2 and the 4 to cut over to the 6 and the 10. And he'll try it. Oh, and it was the right idea. That was precisely the shot I had in mind. And it looked good. It was the 2 pin kicked over and hit the sidewall, but it was in the back row, way too far in the back. But Casey McCoole cleaned it up for a 10 box and an 81. 81 third game for a 3-game total of 278 to Alex Patten's 287. It's only a difference of 9 in the match total, so it's really not that bad. It's not as bad as it seems. So currently, Casey McCoole has 1 point. Alex Patten has 5. Alex Patten took the third game by 6, 87 to Casey McCoole's 81. Alex Patten with 5 spares, Casey McCoole with 3. The difference in the spare count specifically is really what's been kind of the hinging factor here. But McCoole is doing better on the head pin shot specifically, and bowlers with higher head pin shot percentages tend to get luckier or have a higher chance of succeeding in candlepin bowling when it comes to that kind of stuff. So is definitely still anyone's game. The difference is only 9 in the total, and it was 6 in the third game. All of these games have been decided by only a few pins, and really, when it comes down to it, it only really has to do with just marks, really. Marks and good fills. Candlepin bowling is really kind of like a game of small numbers when you think about it. You just break things down into little intervals and stuff like that. That's why we say in the international candlepin worlds, we say every pin, because there can be little factors like, say, if your opponent bowls a 6 box and you take a 10, hey, that's almost as good as a mark and a fill, just because of the gap. You just have to think of the differences between each box. Or you could be Jeff Surratt and throw a 4-bagger against us. Thanks, Jeff. Anyways, that's Alex Patten. To the left of the head pin, he drops 5, leaving the 1, the 5, the 3, the 8, and the 9 on the deck. There's no wood on the deck. Patten is shooting right down the center for the spare bid, and he leaves the 5 and the 8. It's a bit of a deceptive shot. It's a little bit tough to convert. But Alex Patten certainly tried. So there's a piece of wood in front of the 5 and the 8 now, and it's a little bit too far out for comfort levels, and I'm worried about that. Alex Patten will still miss it, though. So we'll take an 8 in the first. So Alex Patten from Lynn, Massachusetts, he plays the trumpet. And he's been playing the trumpet since a very young age. That's why I chose the picture for him in today's match to be him playing the trumpet, which is also his profile picture. Alex Patten will drop 7, leaving the right side candlepin corner, 9, 10, 6. Or 6, 9, 10 if you are into the metric system. Alex Patten for the spare. And it'll take the 10 and leave the 6 and the 9. This piece of wood to the left of the 9 pin and the 6 pin, not really a factor. Alex Patten for 8, 9, or 10. He'll take 1 out for a 9, 17 after 2 for Alex Patten. And if you want to donate to a good cause and stay in the bowling world, check out candlepinsforcancer.com to sign up for qualifying roll-offs or to donate. Candlepins for Cancer is a charity organization for those in the candlepin bowling world who are dealing with issues that are related to cancer, cancer treatments and all of that. You know as much as I do how much cancer sucks. So if you're into the competitive spirit, definitely sign up for the qualifying roll-offs on candlepinsforcancer.com. Or if you just want to donate, that's also acceptable. No matter what, you're donating to a good cause. So candlepins number 4, cancer.com. Alex Patten drops 6, leaves the 1, 3, 6, 10 on the deck of lane 17 for the spare bid. Light hit on the head pin for the spare, leaves the 6 and the 10. Patten, the 6-10 with wood. He'll take a 10 box. He'll play the wood. 27 after 3 for Alex Patten as he throws a ball to clear a piece of wood in the channel. That's just a little bit too far out for the pin setter to grab. 2 boxes to go before we switch back to Casey McCoole here in the 4th game of 5, first half. Again, I'm Steve Kelly on the call. It's great to have you along with us on this Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Saturday afternoon match, a season-long series of one-on-one candlepin bowling matches between challengers organized into classes and divisions competing for playoff contention. That's Alex Patten with a split, 7-4-6. Piece of wood to the left of the 6, diagonal, looks like it could be sweepable to take out the 4 on the 7. Alex Patten should play that, but he'll play it a little bit too high. And he'll take the 6 out and knock that piece of wood out of play, so no sweep. He leaves the 4 and the 7 on the deck. 8, 9, or 10 box for Alex Patten, and he'll take an 8. 35 after 4 for Alex Patten. That was his first split of the game. Alex Patten currently 11 for 34 on the head pin and 6 for 34 on the splits. 32% head pin percentage for Alex Patten today, 40% for Casey McCoole. 5 spares for Patten, 3 spares for McCoole. And Patten will connect with the pocket, dropping 7. The 4-5-2 are on the deck. No wood. Left side triangle. Straightforward. Pick your favorite pocket and shoot. Patten fires. A little bit too much to the right. He connects with a 5, leaving the 2 and the 4. And Patten will take the left side of the former triangle for a 9 box for 44 after 5 for Mr. Alex Patten. For a 3.5 game total of 331 for Alex Patten. Casey McCoole at a 3 game total of 278. We'll now see how he responds. Casey McCoole's been struggling today. He threw a 101, a 96, and an 81 in the first 3 games. And I know he would definitely love a string of marks right now. Casey McCoole drops 7. He didn't hit the head pin, but he got a generous mix. That's kind of the Boutwell's mix right there. The 1, the 7, and the 9. Plenty of wood. A lumber yard to the left of the 1 pin. McCoole will play the 1 pin and the wood, but he didn't take the 9. This piece of wood that may or may not be out of play. May need to check that. Yeah, piece of wood guy. Just signaling to the front desk here because I happen to be right next to it. Just asking them to check that, so they're going to really briefly just check that out. They seem to be indicating that it should be good, but we'll just check for certain. And he didn't even have to walk more than a tenth of the way down the lane to just tell us, yep, it is all good. That's a professional right there. Casey McCoole will play the wood, and unfortunately, the 9 pin will remain. 9 after 1 for Casey McCoole. So, folks, if you think candlepin bowling looks fun and you think this is your thing, think you can bowl better than Casey McCoole or Alex Patten, go to candlepin.org and click Go Bowling to find your nearest center. There are candlepin bowling centers all over New England as well as Canada. Eastern Canada, that it is. Definitely check it out. There's even some centers in New York as well, including Albany, New York. McCoole drops 6, leaving the left side 4 horsemen, 1, 2, 4, 7. Second ball will miss to the right. Again, the 4 horsemen, the 1, 2, 4, 7 or 1, 3, 6, 10 leave. So McCoole, I think, is just waiting on a slow ball return here. Every once in a while, we just have to pause for a couple of analog mechanical things, such as life. Shout out to my pin cam for not working today. Like I said, when it comes to mechanical analog issues, sometimes it just happens. So that's an 8 box for Casey McCoole. He leaves the 4 and the 7 on the 3rd ball. McCoole on lane 17 on the 3-6 pocket. Ball just isn't tailing quite the way he wants it to today. I know when his ball is on it, it is on it, but he has to get that curve completion to work for him. So McCoole on the 2nd ball overcorrects a little bit to the left. He leaves the 1 and the 9. Piece of wood perpendicular to the 9. No spare. This is for a 10 box. Again, waiting on a bit of a slow ball return. And McCoole will take a pretty 10 box on the 1 and the 9. That puts him at 27 after 3. And also, we have even more Candlepin socials to tell you about. There's the Ripping the Rack podcast on YouTube, as well as Facebook. There's also the Approach podcast. There's also folks like Tony Levesque and Charlie Collins on TikTok and YouTube, respectively. Or not so respectively. I think actually Tony Levesque has both a YouTube and a TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. But Casey McCoole will leave a 6-pack down on the deck. Check his ID, which is convenient because he works at the New Hampshire liquor store. Wee card. So 2nd ball also didn't take out the leave either. So it's the 1, the 5, the 3, the 6, the 9, and the 10. Again, it's the 6-pack. Check his ID. McCoole for the 10 box on the 6-pack, and he'll hit a little full for a 7 box. 34 after 4 for McCoole. And McCoole, frustrated with that ball, stays on but takes out only the 10 pin. McCoole on the remedial second ball. He's on the head pin that time, takes a few more out, leaves the 5, the 3, and the 7 on the deck. And for the completion of the box, he'll take 2 more out. That was a great out for Casey McCoole, given what he started with. That's 43 after 5. Both bowlers markless in the first half of the 4th game. Both bowlers kind of having similar struggles. So when it comes to the ACST, if both bowlers are struggling, it just comes down to the pin action there. So to size things up, the total in the match is only 10. And the lead in the game is only by 1. Alex Patten has both. But again, it is that slim of a margin. And the grand total pinfall is worth 4 points. So just keep that in the back of your mind as Alex Patten stands up on lane 18 to finish this 4th game of 5. Patten to the left of the head pin. Half Worcester plus DLC. The 2, the 8, and the 5 are taken out. My goodness, Patten will take the 3 pin out and only the 3 for the second ball. He's left with a forest of pins, the 1, the 4, the 6, the 7, the 9, the 10 for a 10 box. After all said and done, Patten will take a 6 box, effectively missing nothing but not getting much to show for it. Alex Patten, head pin shot, drops all but the 7 pin. The 5 pin looked like it was going to stay up for a minute or so, and then it decided to go down. There's some wood around the 7 pin. 2 pieces of wood facing towards us, the caps facing towards us. Patten will play the caps, and oh my goodness, I was worried about that. Yeah, I always get worried when there's like wood that's kind of facing a pin like that, because it can sometimes not go your way, and it definitely did not there for Alex Patten. Patten for the 10 box. He'll get a 10 box for 60 after 7, and that is a Paul Grant special. Miss the second, get the third. $1 to Candlepins for Cancer per occurrence.
Is that Paul Grant that just showed up on the screen? I pulled a few strings.
Casey McCoole says, is that Paul Grant that just showed up? I'm like, sure was. And Alex Patten to the left of the head pin. He drops 5. 4 horse on the right side and the 7 pin. That's the 1, the 3, the 6, the 7, and the 10 on the deck. No wood to help Alex Patten here for the spare leave. Or spare bid. And Alex with a misfire to the left. Same pins on the deck. 5 box minimum. Patten connects with the head pin and only the head pin for a 6 box for 66 after 8. Alex Patten and Casey McCoole both struggling here. No marks for either bowler, and fortunately Alex Patten has been just having some trouble with some of these leaves where just stuff doesn't go for him. He had a 9 drop that looked like a great spare opportunity, but the wood just kind of defeated that. Patten on the 1-2 pocket, and see right there, but oh, pins are still mixing at least. Okay, that was way better than I thought it was going to be. After all is said and done, he drops all but the 7 pin. That's a 9 drop. He's got a bit of a lumber yard of 4 pins to the right of the 7 pin, and they're still kind of settling, but the song remains the same. You just have to shoot right at the 7 pin. You could try to play the wood, but really a better idea to just shoot straight at the pin, because you never know what the wood's going to do, especially at places like Boutwell's. Patten fires, but he's going to try to play the wood, and yeah, like I said, that wood I wasn't sure was angled enough for a shot like that to work. 9 or 10 box for Alex Patten. Potential for 76 after 9. It's going to be a 75 after 9. The ball just narrowly misses the gutter and the pin. Alex Patten currently at 362 for the match total. 1 box to go. We'll see how he can finish this out. Patten, 1-2 pocket, drops 8. He's been steadily improving on the first ball. He's been connecting with the object and connecting with the pocket. Usually leaving stuff in the corner. This time it's the 6 and the 10 on the right side of lane 18. And Patten misfires to the left. No mark. It's going to be an 8, 9, or 10 box for a potential 85 fourth game here. Patten, a wild miss to the left again. He'll take an 83 after all said and done. So Alex Patten markless this game. A 4-game total of 370 for Alex Patten. Difference of 49. Casey McCoole can throw a 49 second half here. He'll be in business for the total. And he only needs a 40 half or greater to take the 4th game. To give you some perspective on the zoomed out point differentials, Casey McCoole is holding on to 1 point right now. Alex Patten he stands to have 7 by the end of this so far, but we'll see where things shake out. So McCoole now will start on lane 18 for his second half of the 4th game. He'll get a decent mix. He missed the head pin, but the head pin eventually did go down. He's left with the left side accordion. The 4, the 5, the 7, and the 8 are on the deck. And again, I would love to zoom in on this, but again, my pin cam is out to lunch today. Again, my apologies on the lack of the usual bells and whistles. McCoole with a pretty sweep on the wood. Takes out everything but the 5 pin. 2 pieces of wood in front of that 5 pin for a 10 box. And I was worried about the 2 pieces of wood. That was why I kind of gently highlighted the 2 pieces of wood, because it deflected everything and left the 5 pin standing alone for a 9 box. McCool's at 52 after 6. That is confirmed. Hope you're enjoying this match. My name is Steve Kelly on the call. This is the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. If you're new to this kind of stuff or this kind of bowling, I want to welcome you and hope you're liking what you see, like what you're seeing, and maybe it inspires you to come out to New England or the eastern portions of Canada to check out this great sport. So Casey will drop 6, and that will definitely be a pin that needs removal. Sorry, I was just turning around to tell the front desk about the pin on lane 18, which I definitely think is out this time. So we're waiting on just a little bit of lane maintenance here. And again, just because I don't think I had enough time to show this before or didn't show it long enough. So yes, check out a plethora of Facebook and YouTube locations and destinations and for Candlepin bowling content, particularly Candlepin Bowling Network, at TikTok on Candlepin Bowling, at Candlepin Corner on YouTube, the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook, as well as youtube.com/@3ballspare. And McCoole for the spare bid, he takes out everything but the 10 pin. And he'll take the 10 pin out for a 10 box. That puts him at 62 after 7. So today McCoole is 12 for 37 on the head pin so far. 7 for 37 on the splits. Alex Patten, meanwhile, 15 for 40 on the head pin and 6 for 40 on the splits. McCoole to the right of the head pin, but getting a decent mix of 8. And I swear, Casey's getting better pin action by missing the head pin today than a lot of other things. As he gestures at his watch. He leaves the 1 and the 8 pin. 2 pieces of wood kind of facing towards us from the 1 pin. And 1 next to the 8 pin. McCoole for the spare, and oh, he's just to the left of the head pin. Takes the 8, leaves the 1. Waiting on that slow-ish ball return down there. McCoole versus the head pin. It will go for a 10 box. That's 72 after 8. Now Casey McCoole is picking up the pace a little bit to Alex Patten's 66 and 8. Patten threw no marks, so if McCoole can just keep the pace with the 10 boxes pretty much, he will have the 4th game. McCoole, his ball tails a little bit too much to the left, taking a left side candlepin corner. He leaves the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 8, the 9, the 10 on the deck. No wood. McCoole is right on the head pin, but oddly a little bit too full and too light. I don't know, some combination of that. But he leaves the right side Verizon check mark, the 5, the 6, the 3, and the 10. And unfortunately, McCoole will take a 6 box. Misfire on that. Audible frustration on that one. That puts him at 78 after 9 for Casey McCoole. So he is up in the 9th. Doesn't need a mark to take the 4th game. He's on the 1-3 pocket, drops 6. Left side diamond. The diamond is the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 8 pin. Or the 5, the 6, the 3, and the 9 pin. Casey versus the diamond. The diamonds are hard to beat. The diamond wins again. He takes out only the 4 pin and leaves everything else. 7, 8, 9, or 10 box for Casey McCoole, and he'll take a 7, and he'll take the 4th game 85 to 83. And that is the story of the 4th game for Casey McCoole. He takes the 4th game. He has 3 points now. The difference in the match is only 9. 4-game total of 363 for Casey McCoole, and a 4-game total of 370 for Alex Patten. So, at the end of the 4...
He passed away. Long while ago.
Oh my goodness. It's funny some of the conversations you sometimes have in the bowling alley. We had someone who just piped up and asked what we were doing, and then he also said, does Dan Murphy still own this place? And, well, unfortunately, Dan Murphy passed away. Couple of years ago at this point, 2022. So, Dan Murphy no longer obviously owns Boutwell, so, you know. But Dan Murphy did a bunch of other things for the Candlepin community. He ran the ICBA, but he was also developer and chief instructor of the ICBA Candlepin Instructors School, a project he took great pride in. He was also a 2-time inductee into the Candlepin Hall of Fame, once for competitive ability and once for the ICBA President's Cup. So real quick, I think we're just going to take a real quick break here. The bowlers are just conversing with someone else down there, so be right back. All right, folks, sorry about that. Just got a little... Every once in a while, I just get carried away. So to catch you up, Alex Patten is at 16 after 2. And that is a 10 box for Alex Patten. That is 26 after 3. Or excuse me, that's a spare, not a 10. It's funny. Was just conversing with the bowlers and some other folks, and just got into a conversation about Boutwells and the old TV shows and stuff. So my apologies. Just intended to get up for about 10 seconds, and then, you know, stuff happens. So that's a 6 fill for Alex Patten. 1, 2, 9, and 10 on the deck. Piece of wood behind the 1. And Alex Patten will take out everything but the 2-pin. So there's a piece of wood in front of the 2-pin, and you know how this goes. Its cap is facing us, and that's never really a great sign. But Alex Patten will push it back for a 10. Luckily, things worked in his favor. He's at 42 after 4. So to recap, Alex Patten an 8 box, a spare with a 6 fill, and a 10 box. Alex Patten has one more before he sits at the end of this first half of the 5th game. Patten on the head pin with an explosive first ball, but with a split, leaving the 4 and the 6. It was a great looking ball. Definitely a contender to be a strike bid. But it's the 4 and the 6 with no wood to help him. It's one of those shots where you just love the first pitch, and then you're like, how in the heck did I get left with that? I know, I've been there plenty of times. Picking a stick, Alex Patten picks the 4 pin and leaves the 6. So now he's looking at a 9 or 10 box for a potential 52 half. But Alex Patten will not miss a beat. He'll not miss a pin. After 5, he's at 52 with 2 10s and a spare. Alex Patten waking back up here after a brief break, after everyone took a little break here, and it was a great thing because Alex Patten definitely benefited from that. After having a couple of rather disappointing first halves in the past 2 games, he's back in it with a 52 half. So we'll now see how Casey McCoole can respond. Alex Patten has been holding on to the match lead, but it hasn't been by much. It was only by 7 by the end of the 4th game. Casey McCoole, though, dropping 8. He's looking at the 5 and the 8 pins on the deck. This piece of wood in front of the 5 and the 8, and I was worried about the deflection of the piece of wood, and that precisely happens. So the 5 and the 8 remain on the deck. No mark for Casey McCoole. McCoole on the 5-8. He misses just a little off to the right for an 8 box. That's 8 after 1 for Casey McCoole. 8 after 1 for Casey McCoole. So what more can I tell you about Casey McCoole? He's very knowledgeable about Apple products and resale values. I was just talking to him about Apple Watches and iPhones just before we started the match and all that. It's always a fun time when you can connect with someone about technology and all that. But that's a headpin shot for Casey McCoole. Another variant of the 5-pin leave. The 5 and the 3 this time. Piece of wood between the 5 and the 3. And McCoole, that ball that tails off just either too early or too late, just tails off again. He's left with the 3 and the 5 on the deck. And he'll take 1, leave 1. That will leave McCoole with a 9 box for 17 after 2. Casey McCoole. And he fires. Drops 7, late falling 7. 7, 8, 10 are on the deck. That is a split, but there's wood across the 7 and the 8, and there's also a diagonal piece of wood. And McCool's shouts hit it, but unfortunately he hits the 7 a little bit too full, and the wood doesn't really help because it was flat against the 7 and the 8. It's one of those situations where I probably would have capped the diagonal wood that was kind of in front of the 8 and hope for the best, get some sidewall and some pinball action, but nothing doing. Casey McCool's at 25 after 3. as Jump by Van Halen comes on the radio here at Boutwell's Bowling Center at Concord, New Hampshire. Kind of a busy house here at Concord today. Parking lot was pretty full coming in. And McCoole connects a light hit, leaves the 7, 8, 3, 5, and 10 on the deck. And McCoole going for the spare. He's on the operative pocket, and will it take everything out? And McCoole with his catchphrase, pull the string. It all goes. And the string is definitely pulled for Casey McCoole. He's at 35 and a ball after 4. A spare he definitely needed to keep pace with Alex Patten's spare in a 6-fill. He's currently at 35 and a bonus after 4. Compare that to Alex Patten's 42 after 4. And McCoole fires on the headpin. A little bit too full on the headpin with a 6-fill, but that's the same as Alex Patten's fill, so not a complete disaster. It is a split. The 4, 6, 3, 10 are on the deck. And McCoole. And he connects with the operative 3-pin, hoping to get a sweep and a kick. But he leaves the 10-pin. It was a great ball, and I wouldn't have done it any differently, aside from maybe just coming from the right just a little bit extra, but definitely a great bid and about the best he could have done with that. That's a 9-box for Casey McCoole. So with that half, he is at 50 after 5. Compare that to Alex Patten's 52 after 5. We have a match here, folks. We have a game and a match. The difference in the game is only 2. The total difference is only 9 between our two bowlers. So game on. These last 5 boxes will be critical for both of our bowlers. Both of our bowlers have tied in terms of the head pins. 17 for 45 for both Alex Patten and Casey McCoole. 7 splits for Alex and 9 splits for Casey. Alex Patten beans the 7 down for a 1 drop on the first ball. Patten on the head pin that time on the 1-3 pocket. He leaves the 5, the 8, and the 10. The 5, the 8, and the 10 for Alex Patten. And it's one of those situations where it's going to be difficult to kick, but it starts with hitting it. So unfortunately, Alex will start with a 7 off of that to start the second half. We'll see where things go from here. So Alex Patten currently at 59 after 6, 429 match total so far. He's to the right of the head pin. The 1, 2, 4, 7, 10 are on the deck. That's the 4 horseman left side plus the 10 pin. And Alex Patten really the 1, 2 pocket to make something work here, but he'll leave the 1 and the 10 on the deck. So it's the 1 and the 10 for Alex Patten for a 10 box, and he'll sail into the void, and the void stares back for an 8 box for 67 after 7 for Alex Patten. Not Casey McCoole. Alex Patten is not on the head pin. Leaves the 1, the 3, the 8, the 9, and the 10 on the deck on lane 18. There's a piece of wood in between the 1 and the 3 pins. It's kind of diagonal-ish. May or may not help. You just have to connect with the left of the head pin, and Alex Patten, unfortunately, that ball tails to the right. He's left with the 1, the 3, the 8, and the 9 on the deck. Missed opportunity on the mark there for Alex Patten. On the remedial ball, he corrects to the left, but a little bit too much. He'll take a 6. That's 73 after 8 for Alex Patten. That is confirmed. Alex Patten, 2 boxes to go. Opening pitch. Right of the head pin on the 3 pin. Drop 6, 1, 2, 7, 10 are on the deck. Patten's a little bit too full in the 1-2 pocket, leaves the 7 and the 10. And Patten will take an 8 box, leaving the 7 and the 10 on the deck. 81 after 9. So folks, since we are getting towards the end of the match here, I want to give a couple of special thanks, including our ACST committee members, including our ACST League Commissioner Danny Finn, and our Class D Treasurer Nate Lees. Always thank you for everything you do, including... But also, we also like to thank Stats and Numbers Crunched by Micah Imperato, as well as Brian Heber for advice and direction, the staff at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Cochrane, New Hampshire, and you, viewers like you. Always appreciate you watching, whenever, however. 3-7-10 lead for Alex Patten on the second ball. No spare. Takes only the 7 out. Patten will finish with a 9 box for 90 and a 5-game total of 460. So Casey McCoole trails in the total by 47 and the game by 40. So if he can just have a good last half with a couple of good marks, that's really all he needs. And if he does that, they will split 7 and 7, I believe. But we'll find out how the points shake out here in just a little bit. Stay tuned here on the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour for the final 5 boxes. Casey McCoole. And McCoole will lemon drop the 4-pin. You know what that means. It is a lemon drop. $1 donation to Candlepins for Cancer for every occurrence. And Casey McCoole will take everything but the 1 and the 2 on the deck on the remedial second ball. And McCoole will finish with an 8 box. 58 after 6. Compare that to Alex Patten's 59 after 6. The race is on for the game and the total. Both are within reach. Both of our bowls today have been really kind of uniquely in sync in terms of their head pin and split percentages. At least up to this point. Casey McCoole off to the right of the head pin. He drops 4. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 10 are on the deck. There's no wood to help him. McCoole on lane 18. Misfires, takes the 7, leaves everything else. McCoole frustrated with that one. McCoole for the remedial ball, and not for lack of trying. He takes a 9 box, leaving the 2 and the 2 only. 67 after 7 for Casey McCoole. That is confirmed. And if we look at these arrangement of marks and everything, our bowlers are deadlocked 36% head pin percentage today. So it really comes down to the marks and the fills, to summarize it. McCoole with a split. 3, 8, and 10 on the deck. And McCoole just a little bit off the 3-pin. It's the 3, the 8, and the 10 pins on the deck. And he'll leave the 3-pin for a 9 box. 76 after 8. He's still up by 3 in the game. But he needs a few extra for the total. If he can just get 2 marks and 2 good fills, he'll have this. Competitive matches here in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Casey McCoole is on the 1-2 pocket. A great 7 drop. Leaves the right side Candlepin corner. The 9, the 10, and the 6. And in terms of this shot, there's no wood to help him. Just the right side triangle, and oh my goodness. Unfortunately, Casey McCoole just... his opening pitch just fires just off too much to the right and into the gutter. So it could be 7, 8, 9, or 10. It'll be an 8 box. He'll connect with the 10 and leave the 6 and the 9. 84 after 9 for Casey McCoole. It's potential for Alex Patten to take 11 points and potential for Casey McCoole to take 3 points. Difference in the total is 13, and difference in the game is 6. So it's a must-mark situation for Casey. And he's just off to the left of the head pin. It's the 6-pack plus the 7 pin. 1, 5, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. McCoole needs this mark. He's on the 1-3 pocket, and he tried his best. He hit the operative pocket, but he left the 5 and the 7. So at this point, it looks like Alex Patten will take the total. It's an 8-box for Casey McCoole, 92, 5th game. Alex Patten will take 9 points to Casey McCoole's 5, I believe. But let's size up the 5th game first. So 92 to 90, Casey McCoole will take the 5th game. And at that point, they tied 5 and 5. So if you don't factor in the grand total pinfall, we would have had a tie here. But since we factor in the grand total pinfall, let's take a look at where things shake out. So you'll see here Alex Patten, who had a 104, 96, 87, 83, and 90, versus Casey McCoole's 101, 96, 81, 85, and 92. The point differentials really kind of were spread out, including a tie in the second game. But the grand total pinfall is awarded to Alex Patten, who will take 9 points to Casey McCoole's 5, so it's the old 9-5 shift. 460 to 455 is your final score for the final time. Our bowlers didn't bowl any strikes today. Patten had 6 spares, and McCoole had 4 spares. Perfect box percentages was 32 to 30, Patten and McCoole respectively. In terms of the fills, I think Alex Patten's fill total of 35 really eked out Casey McCoole's 23, and that really was the difference in the match total after all things were said and done. So Alex Patten will go from 28 and 42 to 37 and 47. Casey McCoole will go from 32 and 38 to 37 and 47 after all has been said and done. Anyways, folks, that should just about do it from us at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. My name is Steve Kelly, and for Casey McCoole and Alex Patten, I hope you have an excellent weekend, holiday weekend, what's left of it, and we'll see you folks at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. And check out candlepin.org and click Go Bowling to find your nearest center, of course. And we hope to see you at the next Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match, and also check out candlepins4cancer.com to sign up for qualifying roll-offs or donates. And also be sure to check out all of our social media channels on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and the like, Instagram, whichever your fancy. Anyways, that should just about do it from us here again. I've been Steve Kelly. Have a great one, everybody.